Let me ask you something, dear viewer. Do you ever feel like an entire corporation exists only to annoy you and makes its decisions with the sole intention of making you feel like a complete pinhead for having some faith in them? Cause I sure do feel like that today. So the other day, Ubisoft made a big, exciting announcement, which was that Rainbow Six Siege is getting a new $10 a month membership. Crikey, isn't that exciting? I love watching the game industry innovate the same way that gyms innovated like 50 years ago when someone figured out that people will pay a monthly fee for access to something they want. And naturally, we can translate that to a video game that's been out for like a decade already and already has an entrance fee. Ubisoft, you've done it again! Now, thankfully, the membership is not the new business model. Like, at first, I read this headline and I thought they were replacing like normal battle passes with this. Like, the only way to get the premium battle pass would be by paying $10 a month instead of $10 a single time whenever you feel like it, like how battle passes are supposed to work. Thankfully, that's not what's going on here. The membership simply gives you the premium battle pass in addition to monthly air quote rewards and air quote incentives. So it's an additional way to monetize the game instead of being the way to monetize the game. So you now have the battle pass and the in-game store and the option of a $10 membership. And that's about the time I went to the Steam page to double check this was a free to play and what the fuck, they're charging $20. Yeah, no, reading all of this new monetization for Rainbow Six Siege is just screaming into my ear that I shouldn't have made that joke a couple weeks ago about how Ubisoft was being weirdly quiet while everyone else in AAA gaming was making a fool of themselves, like after Xbox closed Tango, and then EA was like, oh yes, AI sure is awesome, don't you think? I made a joke back then when Ubisoft was being weirdly quiet through all of that, but no, we're back. Ubisoft is very much still with us, because it's not enough for them that you already pay an entrance fee for Rainbow Six Siege, and we let them get away with microtransactions in Rainbow Six Siege for a long time on top of the entrance fee, with like the hand wave acceptance that, yeah, okay, it's a live service game, they have to make some kind of long-term money somehow if they intend on releasing updates and paying people's salaries with the game's revenue. And I admit that I haven't played Rainbow Six Siege in quite a few years, but I was really into it for a while, and really at no point did I ever feel like the Siege business model was that annoying. Like, it definitely could have been a lot worse, all things considered. Granted, again, I haven't played the game in like 4 years now, so I could be completely off base here, but holy cow, mother of cow, this is something else by any standards. Oh, and don't you just love how they snuck this announcement out on the 1 week anniversary of ExDefiant? Their other multiplayer shooter that literally just launched and has so much potential, and there were so many people willing to praise you for having some restraint with the ExDefiant business model and how well the developers have been in communication with the community so they can improve the experience for everyone. And then, oops, achoo, sorry, we have a little cold here at Ubisoft. Here's this fucking nonsense. And like, ExDefiant has its monetization issues. I'm not denying that at all. But like, free to play with solid community management, if a game like that wants to charge out the ass for skins, I'm just not gonna lose sleep over it, you know? They have to make money somehow, and if they're keeping the game free, then yeah, have fun selling $30 skins to willing customers. I'm not gonna buy them, but I don't really care that they're an option because none of us paid to be here in the first place. But the public's tolerance for aggressive monetization of digital things that can be produced infinitely at no cost to the publisher, like, the public tolerance for stuff like this fades very quickly the more money that you require from the audience before they even get the option to give you additional money. If you charge upfront for the game, it's really hard to get people to want to give you more money for anything, which is generally why free-to-play games sell things at a higher price than those same kinds of things would be priced at in paid games. Or at least that's how it should be working. It's been a while since I really followed up on that. But like, putting cosmetic microtransactions in a game that you already paid to play, that's a hard sell, and it doesn't send the best of messages to your audience, who is the only reason you're even still here trying to get more money out of them after they paid the entrance fee, if you get my drift. And like, yeah, I get it. The game's been out for a few years. Game's been out for way more than a few years. There is going to come a point where Ubisoft might start getting a little antsy. It might start feeling like, I don't know if we're making enough money off of this thing. It's been out for a really long time. What do we do? But what you're supposed supposed to do then is you are supposed to expand your audience to new players by maintaining a positive experience and good word of mouth to get more paying customers into your game. And you try to get the people who aren't currently giving you money but are playing your game, you're trying to entice them to pay for something because they've been enjoying the product and they've already paid for it, and try to make them willing to help fund its future. You want to make the game more enticing to them. Like, the two strategies here are to make the game more enticing to existing players or get new players in. You know what you should not do when you're trying to make more money off an older game? You should not try to entice people who already pay for your content. You should not be trying to get them to give you more money with such minimal rewards, because why would you ever be satisfied with a static number of ways to give Ubisoft your money, matey? So what exactly does the Rainbow Six Siege membership, like, what does it actually get you? They're charging you $10 a month. What are they giving you? Well, you get access to the premium battle pass and 10 free tier skips whenever a new battle pass comes out that you're a member for the launch of. Or I guess just if you get a membership, you get the premium battle pass with 10 free skips. You get some monthly in-game rewards like skins. You get one singular Bravo pack, and you get access to, quote, time-limited gear. So paying an additional entry fee on top of the existing entry fee gives you access to the FOMO store every few weeks. That's cool. That's respectful of your player base. But hey, you don't have to buy the battle pass anymore. That's such an awesome thing, right? That makes it all worth it. Even though the cheaper option here would be to just keep buying the battle pass $10 every month and a half, 2 months, instead of buying it every month with a membership. And then at that point, Ubisoft could just take all this member exclusive content and put it in the in-game store, or put it in future battle passes. Someone explain to me why that could not have been the plan. Someone defend the addition of a monthly fee to get a handful of things that could absolutely just have been in the existing battle pass system. And also, one of the bonus things included with that additional fee is a rotating FOMO store. Like, we're really at the point where Ubisoft is demanding an entry fee for the game and a second entrance fee for access to even more potential entrance fees. And they're doing it for you. Isn't it so awesome to have such a cool company running your community? Hello, I'm interrupting this video to remind you that this channel is sponsored by 4D Gaming. If you would like a really nice mousepad, go to 4dgaming.com and use code Joe for a discount. This channel is also sponsored by Glitch Energy. It's basically G Fuel, but better. So go to Glitch Energy and use code Joe for a discount. Thank you for letting me interrupt your content. I'll let you keep watching it now. Like, you have a successful game. You have a community of paying customers who have been supporting your game for years. According to Ubisoft themselves, Siege is one of their most successful games. Like, hundreds of millions of dollars a year level successful. Hundreds of millions of dollars, and the operating costs cannot be that high for a company of Ubisoft's size. The cost of maintaining Rainbow Six Siege cannot be that much compared to actual game, like new game development. And the best part about this is Ubisoft themselves even said that that Siege specifically saw a 50% improvement in 2023. Like, you didn't have to monetize the game in an additional way like this. You could have kept doing what you were doing. You could have kept optimizing the experience to entice new players. You're not attracting new players with the membership. That's what kills me. This isn't actually doing anything for your long-term player counts, at least not in any discernible ways. Like, you're going to be driving a lot of paying customers away with this one. And even if you could manage to convert the majority of your paying customers to this monthly subscription service, which I really don't think is going to happen, because adding an additional monthly subscription to people's lives in the current year is just a bad move, especially a $10 a month one for some, like $10 a month for some new stuff in one singular game. Game Pass PC is also $10 a month. Convincing people to pay for this membership instead of the battle pass when they feel like it, that's going to be a really rough sell. But also, even if you manage to convert all of these people from the battle pass to the subscription, you're making $10 a month off of them instead of $10 every month and a half, 2 months. And like I said, you're not actually introducing any new people to your game with this. In fact, you're going to probably do the opposite and drive people away from it, because people don't want to support games with this scummy of a business model, like if Call of Duty could have the massive decline that it's seen over the last decade, you absolutely believe it can happen to Siege if they're not careful with stuff like this. That's the point I'm getting at. You're not invincible, Ubisoft. You of all people should know you're not invincible. You should be doing everything in your power to get people to respect you and want to support you. You should not be trying to milk the existing paying player base dry, especially if the way you're milking has a 0% chance of increasing the player base at all. No one is going to be enticed over to Rainbow Six Siege because you now have a membership system. Get real. This is just so greedy. It's so greedy, and I feel like such an asshole for getting stoked on ExDefiant now. Like, maybe that's my own fault. Maybe I shouldn't have actually expected anything from Ubisoft, but fuck me, dude. I'm very happy that I have not spent any money on ExDefiant yet, because I was tempted to, and then I chose to hold off a bit, and I would have felt like a huge scumbag if I actually paid any money for that game before this happened. Like, fuck. Way to make me super excited for the kind of respect I'm getting down the line for supporting your other game, right? Like, way to get me looking forward to the future of ExDefiant, because what you're doing with Siege is most likely in its future. I'm excited. Are you excited? God, Ubisoft, you are a piece of work. Toodles.